Hello, everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Peace about your friends, and let us have some good time together. Uh, you know, we give the Muslims a break to prepare themselves and take some vitamin, A, B, C, D, Quran, vitamin, anything. Maybe they can get stronger and they can tell us something useful about their religion. A few days ago, I saw a broadcast speaking about how Muslims prove that Allah is exist or God is exist. So the internet is exist. If there is no computer, there's no internet. If there is no internet, there is no website. There is no website. I mean, the Muslim, they prove it all, you know. And that's it. There is the being which is a must to exist, to be for all those things to exist. But the question for the Muslims is, do you even have a proof that that being is exist? Which mean, if that being is exist, maybe there's other being. He made that being, Mr. Bean. So the Muslim, when they try to use philosophy, and philosophy is against the religion, in fact, Islam believe and teach that if somebody preach or teach philosophy, he is not a Muslim. So the Muhammadan, they play the game of trying. So suddenly they are philosophers. You know, people are philosophy and they have philosophy. There's a guy. His name I forgot his name. He's a convert. He's an American. He's he's just a dummy. I forgot his name. This guy, the one who said the weak hadith is a weak argument. You know, the argument of a weak hadith is a weak argument. And this guy, he start quoting, for us what they call them. I'm quoting them. Al-Ghazali as a philosopher. Al-Ghazali is just an idiot. Even Muslims don't appreciate him, and even Muslims, they consider him a Buddha, or let us say a person who fabricates things. Obviously, the Muhammadan cannot prove their religion. They bend on their religion. As an example, you see that the title here, the Amazing Quran. So I just type in the internet to see if I can find some articles about the amazing, Sheikh Hamza, about the Amazing Quran. And I did, find some articles. Like here, I search Quran and science. But when you search for Amazing Quran, just the word as it is, let me type that. Give me a second. Yeah, if you type the word Amazing Quran, you will find the following. This is why Islam website is a website made to fool people and convert them into the garbage of Islam. And the reason I say garbage, you might say this is too much harsh. You will see, if you are new, just don't judge by the words we say, because if we're describing garbage, it's garbage. If it's not garbage, that means we are making an insult. Amazing Quran by Gary Miller. Introduction to the Quran, the last revealed word of God, etc. If you click, they have a page where you can even read the book. The second you go on, you will see the book, you will die laughing. Dr. Miller, as an example, he says the Quran mentioned the smallest thing. Okay, what is the smallest thing? And he quote for you chapter As-Saba 34 verse number 3. He, i.e. Allah, is aware of an autumn in the heaven and on the earth. You see here how the Muslim, they lie to each other. There is no word in the Quran says the word autumn, and the word autumn is not exist. The word in the Quran used is dharra, and dharra is a word used for ants. It can be used for fine sand. So here suddenly the Quran is speaking about autumn, amnuk, and proton and neutron. Here you see the fabrication, and this is why we say the Muhammadan, they are bankrupt, and they try to create something is not even exist. If you don't believe me, you can go right now to the same chapter, same verse, check the interpretation for it in the dictionary, in the Islamic website. You will see this is speaking about ants. So Allah is saying that He's aware of something, even if it's weight the same as a little tiny red ant. Actually, let me prove it to you, because you might say I'm making things out. Chapter 34, verse number 3. All right, here we go. And here you see that Islam is invalid cult. Why people will lie about what their Quran saying? You know, what does have to do with autumn and nuclear and etc.? So here, this is Tafsir Ibn Abbas. Let's see a more clear tafsir. Nothing can be hiding from Allah, but here they don't mention really what that word mean exactly. So we go to Al-Jalalain. Okay, here it says, and those who disbelieve say that the resurrection will never come to us. Say to them, yes, indeed, by my Lord it shall come to you, by the knower of the unseen. And then he continues saying, and speaking about the subject, which is what? Which is the weight of what? A weight of something smaller than an ant. Something very small. What is that small thing? I'm looking here to see if it mentioned what is the word mean. Let us see. I remember I use here we go. Look how the Muslim, they lie in the translation. They use the word autumn again. Autumn again in the first translation, but this is not what it says in Arabic. How we prove that? Let us see one more interpretation for the funny Quran. This is Ibn Kathir. And you can, the easiest way actually, you can open dictionary and you can read it right away. All right. So this is Ibn Kathir, and let us see what Ibn Kathir is talking about. There is nuclear, and there is weapon, and there is atoms. Yeah. All those things exist in the Quran. All right, maybe here. Nothing can be hidden from him, blah, 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 blah. He have a knowledge of everything. Yeah, I don't see. Remember, Ibn Kathir in English is not the same as Ibn Kathir in Arabic. I don't see anything about the word "and" here. Let me go back. Maybe we can find it. Maybe we have to use, then we have to switch to the Arabic version. Okay, give me a second. Remember, we are here to get them busted with their lies. And when they say something, if we make our own statement without giving proofs, that means we are fabricating things too. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. You see, it is Ibn Kathir. Before we go, the unseen, not even the weight of a speck of a dust, or less than, or that greater. So here Ibn Kathir is speaking about it as a dust. This is true. In Arabic, we use the word dharra for sand. So we say the translation is not correct. Not dust, sand. So in Arabic we say dharratul raml. Dharratul raml. So nothing can be hid from him, even if it's the case. But still, this is not an answer for the correct meaning. Let us go. And look at the tafsir in Arabic. And we will use Google Translation, you know. And you will see why we don't respect what they say. All right. And if there is any Muslim who don't agree with us, please feel free. My Skype is open, and let everybody see the truth. Here we go. This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and this is about a red ant, Namla Hamra. In fact, they were discussing specifically about the ant. So if you read with me here, this is what tafsir. This is At-Tabari. I can use Google translation right away. Google. All right, we go down. So what the Quran is talking about specific animal. It is a red ant, and even there is a hadith about it. So they were, you know, here you see the Muslim, this is the translation by Google, which is a false translation. It's saying, Ibn Abbas saying, Ibn Sinan said in the hadith, the dharra, not autumn, this is, remember, this is Google automatically translates, you know, the weight of a red ant, the translation here, making the word autumn, which is for ant, it's red ant, okay? And here actually it's coming even better. Ibn Wahab said this hadith, a red ant. Ishaq said, Yazid from Harun, blah 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 blah. They claim that this red ant has no weight. So how Allah will know? What does that mean? You know. So it's about an ant, and then the Muslim, they make it about science and about autumns, and suddenly the word autumn is appearing in the language today after discovery of autumns and those things. In Arabic language, they search for what is something small. We can use it as an Arabic word. Let us say to translate the word autumn into Arabic, which is a false translation, because this is simply about small red ants specifically. So in Arabic today, we use the word dharra when we speak about nuclear. Like if I want to go to school, this is the word they use. You see, in the Islamic countries, they try to fight all kinds of languages which is not Arabic, because Islam is an Arab religion. So any other language is a threat to Islam. Take the Arabic out, there is no Islam. This is the whole idea. This is why you see when Muslims, they go to the country, they try to practice Arabism. So you go to Afghanistan, everything become Arabic. Everybody, his name is Arabic. Everybody is dressing like Arab. You go to Pakistan, you go to Bangladesh, you go everything, you know. Even they change their language letters, you know, they switch and using Arabic language letters. But let us go and see. Maybe At-Tabari is an idiot. Maybe At-Tabari, he do not know what he is saying. Let us see. This is the master of Ibn Kathir, Al-Baghawi. It says here, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلُ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ وَزْنُ نَمْلَ صَغِيرًا أَصْغَرُ مَا يَكُونُ مِنَ النَّمْلِ. This is the whole, look, you know, here, look how simple the interpretation is. I will use Google translation. Again, this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It says here, so whoever does an ant, not autumn, this is Google translation, remember that. You know, Google is using what the people use today in the language, so it says autumn. But you will see here it says it's a weight of a small ant. So what is a small ant suddenly became about nuclear, about science, about how Allah knew this. And we can show you all Islamic interpretation. You will find that all of them, they are saying the same. But this is not what they say in their website and their videos and their articles and their studies, when the fact is, this is what the Quran is saying. And let me pause for you the the official government website of Saudi Arabia, so you can check it out. Maybe this is my website. Check it out. They lie, my friend. Everything is a fabrication. So this guy, they told him, I'm not saying, by the way, he's a liar. I'm saying he's a victim of the lying. They are lying to him. So he said, oh, this is in the Quran? Really? The Quran speak about autumns? Are you serious? Yeah. So are you serious? This is amazing, brother. This is here. Let me give you this. This is Al-Ma'ani, very well-known dictionary. I will post it for you, the link. You can use Google Translation. Remember to open it with the browser. Mithqalu dharra. And actually, this is appear in many places, by the way, about the weight, not only in one place. It says here, مثقال ذرة زنة نملة صغيرة والذرة جمعها ذر وهو أصغر النمل. Okay, so the مثقال ذرة, it's a weight of a little ant, and a ذرة is like individual, singular, and a والذرة ذرة by itself is singular. الذرة, that word, to make it like for many, we say Dhar. Actually, we have a man, Muslim man, his name is Abu Dhar, which means the father of the ants. Let us use Google Translation, and you will see right away how we got them busted in 2 seconds. And this is a dictionary, and they are even saying to you where to find it in the Quran. They are saying to you where to find the verse in the Quran. This is Al-Zalzala, chapter number, verse number 7. Small ant. Do you see it? The weight of a small ant. An-Nisa, here, mention again, small ant. So it is a small ant, and they make it different story. Do we need to get them more busted? So everything they have in their claim that the Quran is amazing, it's just a silly, stupid, a desperate, let's say, a bankruptcy. It's nothing but a bankruptcy. Now, who is a Muslim? He can prove me wrong. Is the Quran really amazing, or the Quran is the most stupid book? I say it is the most stupid book. What say you? If you are a Muhammadan, you have the courage and the knowledge to prove me wrong, please feel free. If you go to a different website, here it says, this is a Muslim website, it says, like they are counting for you amazing things in the Quran. In the chapter of Al-Anbiya, which means chapter of the Prophet, it says, it was revealed, we made every living thing from water. Will they not believe? But this is absolutely contradiction for the Quran itself and for Muhammad teaching, because simply the angels are not made from water, and shaitan or genies are made from fire. Fire which have no smoke. Special kind of fire. So neither the angels are made from water, neither the genie are made from water, but the Quran says we made every living thing. Now, if we extend reading and learning about Muhammad, we will find that according to Muhammad, stones are living things. If you remember, Muhammad, when he walked in the street, because he's mentally ill, and we proved that many times, stones used to say to him, Assalamu alaikum. The mountains say to him, Assalamu alaikum. Let me see if I can find the hate in English. What does that mean? What do you mean the mountain, he love you and you love him? Each time Muhammad, he passed by this mountain, the rocks of this mountain say to him, Assalamu alaikum. Let us show you more reference. And this is additional proof that Muhammad is mentally ill. So if everything is living is made from water, is rocks made from water, that is something special. Must be a special rock, like a rock and roll. As an example, Muhammad, he knew special rock before even he become a prophet. Anytime he passed by the rock, she said to him, Assalamu alaikum, Prophet of Allah. And as you see, this is very authentic hadith. Any Muhammad have a doubt that Muhammad is mentally ill? And that rock, specifically, a specific rock, not every rock. That rock, when Muhammad he passed by, this rock say to Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum, Prophet of Allah. And you know, if you read the Quran, you will find that the Quran, the Arab keep asking Muhammad for a miracle. Why you don't go in front of those people, you know, and show them how the stones say Assalamu alaikum? That will be a miracle. That's it. Checkmate. You know what I mean? I mean, if this is true, all what Muhammad need to do, bring this rock or bring the people next to the rock if it's big, and let the rock say to you Assalamu alaikum, and then everybody will say, wow, amazing, the Prophet, he even rock speak to him. Is the rock a living thing? Well, based on this, yes, it is. Mountain are living thing. Actually, according to the Quran, the moon is a living thing. Is a living creature. And even they refuse to convert to Islam or to accept the trust of Allah. If we go in the Quran, we will find more stupid stories. Oh, here we go. Let us show you a different one. Actually, there's even better than this one. All right. So Allah, he offered the sun and the moon, you know, the trust of Allah. What the sun and the moon, they say, no, we don't accept. He offered it to even the sky and the earth and the mountains. And they refuse. How they refuse? That means they are living being, and they accept or disaccept. Is everything living is made from water, Muslims? You know, the same argument the Muslim they speak about. They say every living thing is made of water. That means Allah is made of water too. I mean, the Muslim, they forgot that Allah himself is a living being. If you say Allah, he is not talking about making himself. Well, he said, you know, every living thing is made from water. But in the same time, we need to ask ourselves, was the water exist before the spirit, or the spirit was exist before the water? If we ask a Muhammadan right now, did Allah created the angels before he create water? The Muslim will be so confused, he do not know what to say. Based on some hadith, in fact, the water exists before anything else. But based on other stories, the angels are created before all the creation of Allah. I'm talking about living things now, creatures. You see, when Allah He decided to create Adam, He said to the angels, I'm going to create someone to inherit the earth, which is a very funny statement. Khalifa. Caliphate is mentioned in the Quran that Adam will be the caliphate. But based on that, that means Adam, he is not the first man, because he is the caliphate. Caliphate is somebody inheriting his ancestors. Do you see it? If you read it here in Arabic, it says, وَإِذَا قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. I'm going to make in the land a caliphate. But how he can be a caliphate if he is the first man? That is a stupid mistake. However, many Islamic scholars, they agree that the mistake happened here in the writing. The word here is not Khalifa, the word here is Khaliqa, which means this word that is highlighted is a mistake. They don't say it's a corruption, they say it's a mistake. So the original word was Khaliqa. Simply, how you do make it Khaliqa, you just add little tiny dot next to the dot, and let me open my screen pen. So if you write if you put a little dot, I will make it in red here. Next to the other dot, which means two dots in the same time. Let us make it smaller. So we have one dot here, and I'm going to make another dot next to it. That will make it Khaliqa, which means a creation. That makes sense. And even Muslim scholars agree that there is obviously a mistake here. But who dare to question? You know, if you say that, if you live in the Middle East and you say that, they will take your head, you know, and put it in the freezer. So the Quran saying, Allah, He said, I'm going to make someone to inherit the earth, and this is a stupid statement, because that means there is a human which exists before Adam, and this is a total contradiction of the Quran, because if Adam is the first man, how he can inherit his ancestors? Statement of his stupidity. Muslim cannot, because they don't dare, nobody dare to say, oh, this must be changed. It is Khaliqa, not Khalifa. So now we have a caliphate instead of Khaliqa, which means a creature. But you will notice here, Allah is speaking to the angels before He created Adam, that He was going to create a human being. So the angels exist before Adam exist. Who is a Muslim is willing to call me and tell me what is the angels are made of? Is the angels made from water? We can get them busted in 2 seconds. Muhammad, he says, angels are created from light. Not my words. So how we made is the water is part of the light substance, if we can use the word? Is the genie are made from water? A smart Muslim, he says, well, a genie are made from fire, and fire have water in it. That is a false argument, because that means your God is stupid. He should not say still he made it from fire. He should I made it from water anyway. If this is what it meant, so why he say I made him from fire? So here the Messenger of Allah said, angels were created from light, and jinn were created from a smokeless flame of fire. And Adam was created from that which have been, i.e. sand and clay. So if all of them they are made from water, then we say okay, angels, genie, human, all are made from the same thing. So as you see, the Quran can't stand its own statement. Quran is a stupid book. Until now we have zero Muslim texting me, so he can prove me wrong. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Why you Muslims fabricate things? It's even against what your prophet said, in order to gain an argument which is false and is going to be easy to be exposed, and then people will laugh at you. Anyone? Any Muhammadan? All what you present in your articles, in your books, it's a fabrication. It's not even what the Quran even saying close to. Meow meow. Christian Prince, I want to get baptized, but the church, they charge for it. I never heard of a church they charge for baptism. That is not a church. I never heard of one they charge for baptism. If this is true, don't go there. This is another good sign. Those are doing business. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to call us? So if we go to your website and we check everything you claim, we find that each one of them is nothing but a fabrication. In fact, the Quran is a book of fabrication and stupidity. Second statement, look, the same here, the same article here. Universe and the Big Bang Theory. The Quran speaks about the Big Bang. When they asked Zakir Naik about the Big Bang, they said to him, well, the scientists, they say that the earth created, like the universe created in billions of years. But the Quran says the earth is created in 6 days. The earth and the heaven in 6 days. So how Zakir Naik answer? He said, Brother Twitter, first of all, the Quran said human. Yes, that is true. But the word human in the Quran mean period. Here we go. Zakir Naik, he became a female and he have his period. So the Quran says 6 days. All over the Quran, the Muslim now, they want to manipulate the word days and make it billions of years. The Bible says days, but we don't see a Christian saying, it doesn't say days, it says period. No, it doesn't say period, it says days. But when you are a person who have no shame, you're willing to change what your book is about, and all those verses, as you see, chapter 7, verse 54, chapter 10, verse number 3, chapter 11, verse number 7, chapter 25, verse 59, chapter 32, verse 4. I mean, even there are 6 days. And then in the 7th day, Allah, He sit on the chair. So suddenly, 6 days become 6 period. Actually, look, even the translation here, look at the fabrication. I don't know a translator, we will check it out. It says 6 period. But in Arabic, it says sittatu ayyam, days. You cannot learn about Islam from a Muslim, because a Muslim, he is a liar. I never saw a Muslim, he is not a liar. You might say this is a harsh statement here. Prove me wrong. Look, it says days. I will change only the translator. I'm not going to change the book. This is Shakir. I just check. This is Shakir. Translator is Shakir. I will change just the translator, and I will use a Muslim translator. Hilali and Khan. Muhammad Hilali and Muhammad Khan. Double Muhammad. The disaster is bigger. Allah, it is He who created the heaven and earth and whatever between them in 6 days. So how the word 6 days become a period? Just to show you how even bigger their lie is. Muhammad, even he gave us the names of the days. Let us go to Muhammad. That's why Muslims, they don't want Muhammad to be in the picture. You know, when Zakir Naik he stand on the stage, they got him people who do not know much about Islam, and it's a showtime. But can Zakir Naik stand talking to me for 5 minutes? He will be ripped apart. So the messenger of Allah, who is talking? The messenger of Allah. This is not a Christian prince, and this is Sahih. This is authentic. This is not Zuzu Nakura. Chapter of the beginning of a creation, the book of Sahih Muslim. All right. This is Muhammad talking, not me. Let us show the whole thing so you can read it all. Muhammad said, not Zakir Naik said, swearing by Allah, Allah the exalted, the glorious, created the clay on Saturday, sorry. But according to Zakir Naik, 6 days is a six period, and each one of them is millions and millions of years. But yet Muhammad he called it Saturday. Okay, you know, maybe at that time Saturday was a billion year. We never know. We will find out at the end of the hadith how we can get them busted more. And then he created the mountains in Sunday. Okay, mountains in Sunday, what we can say, that's it. And he created the trees on Monday. And he created the things entirely in labor in Tuesday. And he created the light in Wednesday. If you remember, there's a guy whose name Ahmad Didat. He was making fun of a Christian priest, saying to him, your God created the sun in the 4th day. So the whole world was without light, which is not true, because the first thing God said, before he created anything, he said, let be light, and light was. Creating the sun is not the only light. God, he said, let be light, and light was. But according to Muhammad, which Didat was making fun of that statement, light, which is the sun, the first time was exist after even the tree. After everything, there is no light until Wednesday. Let us continue. So Ahmad Didat in his grave now is farting, and we are laughing at him. And he caused the animals to spread in Tuesday. And here is the funny statement. He caused the animals to spread in Tuesday. Shouldn't you create the animals first? Muhammad, as usual, he skipped. Okay, shouldn't you create the animals first? He spread the animals in Thursday. What day he created the animals? Muhammad. And then he created Adam, peace be upon him, afternoon Friday. Is a Quran Yuka. So what happened to the period? Brother Thitter, the Quran never said the word 6 days. In fact, the Quran means 6th period. And if you go and you calculate the number, you will find that number in the agreement. So we can divide the billion of the earth and with 6th period, and then we'll find that 8th period and come into that conclusion. Like, what the heck? When the Quran and the Hadith and their prophet is getting them busted left and right, and we spank them and we leave our 5 fingers as a mark of a Christian prince on their ass. And this is why they didn't dare to call me, because they knew if they call me, I will leave my 5 fingers stamp over their bum. It says a Friday afternoon, and not only that, Muhammad cannot shut up his mouth. Not only he says that, it says here, i.e. between afternoon and night. Do you see it? I'm not the one who's saying that. So what happened in the billions of years? Do you see how they lie to make a miracle, a scientific miracle? Big Bang in the Quran. You know, if you believe in the Big Bang, that's mean you're not a believer. Because if the big, you know, do you know even the Muslim what the Big Bang is? The Big Bang is the reason of a creation, not Allah. So if you believe in the Big Bang, that means you believe that the Big Bang is Allah. This is how stupid those people are. If you say that the universe exists because of the Big Bang, That means everything Muhammad he said is a lie. And here they are saying to you that this is mentioned in the Quran in chapter 21, verse number 31. If we go to the verse, actually, I do not need to go to the verse. Read with me and laugh. It says here in Surah Al-Anbiya, which means the prophet, also state, have those who disbelieve not consider that the heaven and the earth were joined entity and we separated them. Actually, it's a false translation. In Arabic, it says, Alam yara, which means didn't they see? Didn't they see? Something we see every day, not something discovery. Let us go to the Quran so we can laugh. Chapter 21, verse number 30. Big Bang, huh? We will give you the Big Bang right now. Look, we did not change the book. We did not change we just have different translator. Look what happened. Have not those who disbelieve known that the heaven and the earth were joined together? This is something they knew in the time of Muhammad. Everybody knows. So if this is about the Big Bang, that's mean the Arab, they knew about the Big Bang. And who is the one who knows? The disbelievers. I mean, do you see the stupidity? In the website it says this is unknown. In the Quran it says they knew. Do you see why we laugh? In their website it says this fact, it's a fact, by the way, which is funny. The Big Bang is a theory, it's not a fact, you idiot. What fact? The only fact that, you know, that you are an idiot, I can prove it. I can prove that fact. So actually here it says a Big Bang theory. So how you base your religion in a theory? So what if the theory changed? You will change the Quran, right? Then you will say, oh, we don't believe in the Big Bang. Do you see the stupidity? But the Quran doesn't say what they are saying. And look what it says. It says that they used to be joined entity and we separated them. Is the earth separated from the heaven, my friend? And this is what the Big Bang says, that earth was exist with the sky and then they are separated. So there was earth and there was a sky. I mean, do you see the stupidity? But if you are blind, if you are a donkey, I cannot make you a horse. It says in the front of us, the earth, the heaven and the earth, which means there was a heaven and there was a earth. But this is not what the Big Bang says. The Big Bang says that the earth created billions of years after the Big Bang. Do you see even how they fabricate? They bend down, they add colors to the science, they add their own fictions. It says it clearly that they used to exist together. Until now we have zero Muslim trying to contact us. Do you know why? Because they knew we are saying the truth. How Allah He separated the earth from the heaven. Let us go to the Quran as long as we are talking about science. Allah He made the heaven protected roof. What does that mean? I don't know. I mean, come on, this is confusing. What are you talking about? There's a chapter in the Quran. It's called chapter Qaf. Chapter number 50. Verse number 1. Learn science. And from his narration on the authority of Ibn Abbas that he said, Ibn Abbas is the only one authorized by Muhammad himself, he is the cousin of Muhammad, to be the ink of the Islamic nation, which means he is the highest ever. Even he prayed to Allah, Muhammad himself, he made a special prayer to Allah to make him the most smart, educated explanation person for the Quran. So this guy is the top of the top. Ibn Kathir is nobody. Al-Jalalain is nobody. This is the cousin of Muhammad himself, and Muhammad, he prayed only for him to make him the ink of knowledge. Don't tell me that Allah, he did not make the prayer of Muhammad come true. I would be upset from you. So look what he said. From the authority of him, this is why they are saying authority. You see the word authority? Not tafsir. No. Authority of Ibn Abbas, that he said, in the interpretation of Allah saying Qaf, he said Qaf is an azure mountain overlooking the world, and the color of the sky takes from it. Allah swear by it. You will never hear Zakir Naik saying those things to you in any conference. So why the sky is blue? Now we knew. And now we know why the song says, oh mommy, oh mommy, oh mommy, mommy blue, oh mommy blue, oh mommy. Quran, science. The sky is blue because there's an azure mountain. And why we don't see the mountain? Because it's an azure mountain, you idiot. It's a blue mountain. This is why we don't see it. But this mountain is surrounding the earth. The earth is flat, and we have a wall around the earth, and this is the mountain. Qaf, look how big this mountain is, to the point Allah himself, he swear by a mountain. Where is your science, and where is any Muhammadan from the blue mountain? This is why I agree with the Muslim when they say the Quran will blow your mind. For sure, not only you will blow your mind, you will blow your testicles, you will blow your, I mean, this is the book says the women have testicles and they are in their ribs. Do we have any Muhammadan? Anyone? Be my witness. My Skype is open. 0 Muhammadan. Get on there. The only reason Muslim they will call is to talk about the Trinity. Christian Prince, I have a question about the Trinity. Like, what the heck? We are talking about, okay, what do you want from a Trinity? It doesn't make sense. And look who is talking about what makes sense and what does not make sense. A person who believes that God will make his penis endless is talking about logic and what makes sense and what does not make sense. A person who believes that a person, his name is Solomon, he dies standing just because he was holding a stick. Nobody noticed that he is dead for a year. Do you remember the woman she called me? And she filed a claim, by the way, to YouTube to take the video down. This potato woman, she think the second you call me, the video is all over. You cannot take it down. Copyright? What copyright? You call me live, you stupid. So I told her a story about my grandfather, how he died, and he was dead for a year holding a stick and nobody noticed. And she said to me, your story doesn't make sense. Sorry, I cannot accept your story. The second I say this is in the Quran, the same second, in the speed of light, it makes sense. When it was about my grandfather, it was a stupid story. It doesn't make sense. It is dummy. She hurt my feeling. I told her, you are hurting my feeling. Go watch the video. You hurt my feeling. Why you say that? She said, sorry, I don't accept it, you know. The second I show it to her from the Quran, she switched from 110 volt to 500 volt. She started kicking. And then she went to YouTube to report copyright. Her voice is copyrighted. I don't know what you will do if you farted on air. We have a Muslim, he calls himself Muslim Prince, and which is weird, by the way. All the Muslims these days are royal. But their prophet, he used to jump in the water, have dead dogs and women blood from period and garbage. Like you will hear the Qatari prince, and now they are taking shower with perfume, milk, chocolate. But how their prophet used to take a shower? And you know, in Qatar, they are trying to promote Islam, and they tell you Islam is an amazing religion, and they are the best one to keep you clean, brother. All of them, they become royals, but all of them, they used to take a shower once a year. Like my grandfather. As you know, I'm an Arab, brother. At least in papers. It says here that the prophet who is so... guys, look the name of the book of purification. I mean, do you see the title of the book? I'm telling you, Islam will blow your mind, not only Taliban. The book of purification. What the heck? So, in the book of purification, this is how you purify yourself. The book of purification, brother. What the heck? This is how they prepare themselves to meet Allah in the prayer. And Muhammad himself, he used to do that. Read with me. And this is Sahih Hadith. It says here, and look, the book name here changed in this, the book of water. I mean, in Islam, Muslims, shouldn't you change the name of the book, make it the book of sewage? I mean, where is the water there? Where is the water? I mean, when we say the word water, we are talking about just water. But if there is a lot of things like garbage, dead dogs, women blood, period, rags, how in the world we call it water? But anyway, let it go. It was narrated from Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. He said, it was said, O Messenger of Allah, you perform wudu, which means ablution. See, it's ablution. When you think about ablution, you think you're getting cleaner. From the well which the bodies of dogs, bodies, which mean they are really, you know, decayed. You can imagine the smell and, you know, menstrual rags. What else? Menstrual rags. Not long time ago, women, they don't have those things like, you know, there is rags. They have to wash it, or if it gets so dirty, there's no water, they throw it away. Rags and garbage. I mean, what is left? What is left to make it filthy? Nothing. Dead bodies, women of blood from period, and garbage. You tell me what is left. And then they speak about science. There's a guy, his name Dr. Sabil Ahmed. He says, brothers and sisters, if you see how the Prophet teaches us how to be hygienes. Hygienes? What hygienes? What? My friend, your Prophet must be high. High with drugs, high with hashish, but not high. So what is your science? I'm trying to find the science. All right. Do we have any Muhammadan? And the second we showed them how stupid the Quran, a Muslim, he make a comment, says, Christian Prince, don't spread hate. They play victims. He lay down in the ground, His tail is up, his legs is up. Hey, don't spread the hate, okay? Here we go. They just attacked a police station in Pakistan. They killed 53 people in Syria just 2 hours ago. People who they are collecting potatoes. Imagine. Imagine. Poor people, they are trying to make living. What the Muslims, peace be upon them, they do? They walk by them and they start shooting them. 53 people. And they are talking about being victims and yeah. Do we have any Muhammadan? It is da'if hadith. No, it's not da'if. What da'if? Not only that, actually, here it says in this one specifically, it says Hassan. I can show you more, my friend. They will hurt you. Sahih. Do you see it? Anything will make Muhammad look stupid, dummy, idiot. The Muslim, they say da'if. My friend, when the Muslim, they say to us that there is a hadith is da'if, what does that mean? They're trying to say to you it's a lie. It's a fabricate. But that means we cannot trust Islam because Islam is based on the hadith and the Quran. In fact, there's no Islam in the Quran. The real Islam is in the hadith. So if you say to me we cannot trust the hadith, so don't, how you claim that your Islam is preserved? And as you see, it is sahih. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to call me after he take a shower with bida'a? Any Muhammadan? And don't don't tell me you don't like the way I talk. Don't come here. Don't play. I mean, the funny is those people, the same people, they keep coming here. You spank them, they come back. And then they say it hurt. And they come back. And it hurt. And they come back. Well, obviously you're enjoying it. It doesn't hurt at all. Otherwise, why you keep coming back? Yeah, dear, my friend, one more time you say CP is online, the Messiah, I will block you. Just this is a warning. Last time you posted. Don't insult the Messiah. I'm not equal to his shoes. Do we have any brave Muhammadan? Do we have any am I insulting you when I say brave Muhammadan? What's wrong? If I say if there's any coward, they will say is insulting. If there is any smart Muhammadan, anyone? I am equal to Muhammad's shoes. My friend, your prophet don't have a shoes. Isn't it the hadith says that your prophet, he stole a sandal of a Jew? So before you talk about me equal to Muhammad's shoes, you have to prove to me that Muhammad, he have shoes. I mean, what kind of a prophet, even his shoes is a theft? Go and read the book of Al-Bidayah and Al-Nihaya. You're a prophet, he killed a Jew. He took his donkey, he took his sandals, and he took 4 ounces of gold and silver. I mean, how noble Muhammad is. He bent over to take the sandals of a dead man. Do we have any Muhammad? This is why they don't dare to talk to me, because I know all the laundry. Anything they say, I'm going to get them busted. They don't know what to say to me. Like the last woman, she called me a few days ago, if you remember. She said, show me first. She don't want to agree about anything, because if I show her something, now the answer can change. If she give the answer before I show her, they learn Christian Prince surprises, you know, they cannot, you know. So now show me, no, show me first, show me. No, I can't answer you, show me first. Show me first, show me. Show me first. Do we have any Muhammadan have the courage? Come on, I'm losing my voice. Zero. Muslim. Totally zero. Everything you have in your website, in your articles, in your videos is a pure fabrication. Any Abdul, who wanna volunteer to defend his prophet and his God? There's no mujahideen no more. Nobody wanna do jihad for the sake of Allah. You don't wanna get the 80,000 little boys in heaven. Imagine if you call me, how many boys extra Allah will give you. I mean, why, by the way, there are 80,000 boys? Why Allah did not make them 79,000? And I thought there is no slavery no more. It turned to be even the heaven of Allah is a slavery. You ask the Muslims, who are those boys? They say those are slaves, your servants. In heaven, even in heaven, there is a slavery. Is that just? The least of the people. This is not the reward for every Muslim. This is for the potato one. The one who do nothing. He just say shahada. When he's dying, he give the middle finger to Allah and he say shahada. That's it. The least of the people in paradise in position is the one with 80,000 servant. This is not my words, Muhammad speaking. And we know the Quran is speaking about those servants. They are boys, little boys. And 72 wives. So 72 wives, mistakenly, many people think that this is the reward for every Muslim. No, this is for the bad Muslim. This is for the lowest. The lowest. Now, if you ask yourself, according to Islam in the heaven, you don't take a shower. Your clothes will never get dirty. They will never get wrinkled. They will never be ruined. So, which means you wear one clothes for eternity, which is very stupid. And you wear a green clothes made of silk, made in Iran, Istabrak. Istabrak is a brand of silk made in Iran. Even Allah cannot even make his own silk. He have to import from the Persian to the Arab. Imagine, he is promising the Arab they will wear a Persian silk because the Arab cannot make it. Anyway, nothing new. We made a manufacturer to make needles in Egypt. The needle is perfect, but you cannot make a hole in it. Anyway, still it's called this needle. Yeah. Anyway. So look at this. It says here that every person will have 80,000 servants. Hey, Muslims. There's a program in the Deen show. I wish I can play the video, but they will flag it. As usual, cowards. In the video, the guy, Dr. Whatever his name, you know, He was telling you, describing for you how the heaven is. He said, nobody can describe the heaven for you. Now let me describe it for you. A second ago, he said, nobody can describe the heaven. And now let me describe it for you. You go to your house, your castle have 4 doors. One for you and one for the servants. 80,000 servant, brother. Go watch the video. It's called The Description of Paradise. The D Show. 80,000. Okay, Muslims. If in the same video, the guy, he says, if you see, brother, if you see a bird in the sky, you wish to eat the bird will be in your dish immediately. So what the servant for? Look, I do not need to wash my clothes. I do not need to take a shower. I do not need to cook. I do not need to do anything. So what the servant would do? The servants, they are a bar servants. What? They are bar. You know, once I was in Thailand, and you know, I like to walk. I like to walk and learn about cities. So I walk in an area, and then suddenly I enter like in like narrow road, and then this road have bars in both sides, but everybody there in that area is men, no women. No women. Everybody sitting at the table is men. And there is standing boys. They start coming to me, hello, sir, come here, sir, you know, homosexual. So this is a homosexual area. The God of Islam, he have a bar of the homosexual boys. Those boys, their job is to go around you and give you wine. If you don't believe me, the Quran is there. Read with me. Do you see it? Is that my words? Am I making things up? Chapter 52, verse number 24. 80,000 boys, and by the way, for the record, they have to be extremely white, because no black enter the heaven of Allah, as you know. Even the servants have to be white. This is white supremacist religion. The masters are white, the servants are white. Any Muhammadan would like to say to me, I'm lying, please feel free. The Quran is in the front of you. Any Muhammadan. Mayday, mayday, mayday. I have a caller. Hello? Christian Prince. First of all, those boys are not homosexual. It says the lions phone, they will not bleed. Christian Prince. First of all, you're lying. The word in the phone means they will get drunk. Like, well, hold on, how they will get drunk? They are the servant, not the one who's drinking. So how they will get drunk? Christian Prince. First of all, if you work in the bar, then they will drink from it because they are going to take the wine. Like, what? Hold on, what bar? Did you say just the word bar? So in order to cover what the Quran is saying, it says Yanzifun. They say this is not. Well, hold on. What are you talking about? You know, and why they are boys? What is justice? Is it justice to bring little boy to make him serve me? What kind of heaven this heaven is? Imagine now you tell me I'm going to bring you 10 boys to be your slaves. I will never accept such a stupid thing. This is the most disgusting promise ever. Are you there, Zakir? Zakir, did you hang up? Hello? Look like Zakir is gone. Christian Prince, first of all, I'm not gone. Okay, I called you many times, you did not answer. First of all, I have to think about the question, and then I can think about the answer, because we Muslims are smart. Okay, did you think? Hey, give me the answer. Why Allah is promising you boys? What about girls? Christian Prince, first of all, the girls is for sex, and then got you but now. So if the boys are for sex, why Allah will be with boys? What? What the heck? The girls for sex, the boys. Listen, Zakir Naik, Christian Prince, first of all, don't speak like me. And don't try to act like me. Okay, what? I broke my tooth, man. So listen to me, Zakir Naik. So Allah, He promised you boys. Why boys? I mean, if everything is ready, the food you wish is going to be in the table without any servant. Your clothes will never be wrinkled, will never get dirty, you will never take a shower, you never go to the bathroom. So what the boys will do, Christian Prince, you are very stupid. And I would agree with me. Okay, I will agree with you, no problem. But after you answer me. Exactly. So the boys in the Quran said, in chapter 52, verse number 23, it said they shall pass upon them and they will give them wine. Hold on. So if Allah, He said, anything you wish is going to be there right away, including the food, so how come only the wine needs somebody to bring it? First of all, because the wine is a liquid. As an example, if you see a bird, you want to have a bird, the bird will be cooked and it will be in front of you. But if you see a wine, how the wine will come to you? You got a point there, Zakir Naik. Exactly. Any Muslim? 80,000 boys. What a religion. I'm truly convinced. And then you will see those potatoes who, like, they are maybe convert, maybe true convert, maybe false, I don't know. Like, there is a woman, she you know, she brought the Quran to her father, or she played a recording of the Quran to her father, and her father was amazed. What about you? You bring a Muslim who don't have a nice voice. Let us see if the Quran will become nice. So you bring somebody have a nice voice singing the Quran. This guy, if he sing even about poo-poo, is going to come nice. Do you remember when Muhammad Hijab, he recited the Quran to, what's his name? Patterson. He recited the Quran. Patterson looked at him. I mean, what? He said to him, why you, after he finished? Why you did that? He said, the Quran says, if you recite those verses to, you know, to a mountain, the mountain will collapse. Will become a believer. Nothing happened to this guy. He did not become a believer. Which means the experiment proved that Allah is a false God. If you recite those verses to a mountain, how tough the mountain is. This is what Muhammad Hijab, he recited. Go watch it. And then Muhammad Hijab, after he listened to himself, after he did sing the verses, doing his best, it doesn't come right. Stupid, look bad, ugly. So he added echo. You have to add the echo. So had we sent down this Quran on a mountain, you would surely have seen it humbling itself. False. As you see, Muhammad, he struggled with people, nobody accept the Quran. People laugh at the Quran. People, they call the Quran, this is nothing but the fairy tales of the previous generations, of the ancient. Nobody was amazed. In the Muslim, they will say to you, the Arab, they are very good in Arabic, and when they saw the Quran, they were amazed with the Quran. Read carefully. In fact, the Arab, they said, if we want to make Quran like this, we can make something like it, but this is stupid. All those verses, it says this is a fairy tales. Read it. You can open any of those chapters. In chapter 88, verse number 31, it says it clearly, if we wish, we can make like this. What is the Arab were surprised, amazed. The Arabic in the Quran is broken. Everybody knows that the Arabic poetry is so powerful. The Quran is just nothing. You know, there is a very simple method in the Quran to make a rap in Arabic. The easiest way. You add ya noon, because this is very easy to add to anything. Any word. Makir, makirin. And look what Muhammad he did. Not only that, he says Allah is the best of al-makirin. Allah is the best of deceivers. Just to make a rap. وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. And look at the Muslim translation. It says Allah, he is the best of the planners. But makir in Arabic, in the dictionary, is there. Is a deceiver. Liar. So in order to make Quran, all what Muhammad need to do, any word, he can add in at the end. Al-awwal, we make it awwalin, in. And then even that, which is the easiest way, he could not even continue. Look here, alim, he could not come with in. Because this word will be heavy if we add. We can add yin, by the way. Suddenly here, yastaghfirun. He cannot even keep the tone of the rap. And now he's stuck with waw noon, which is very easy to add. Ya'kul mean eat. Ya'kulun, they are eating. Yastaghfir mean asking for forgiveness. Yastaghfirun mean they are asking for forgiveness. So the waw noon make it they. You can add it to any word. This is the amazing Quran. Ya'lam mean he knows. Ya'lamun, they knows. So you can keep going, adding that to any word. Takfur, do blasphemy. Takfurun, they do blasphemy. يحشرون يحشرون الخاسرون. A kid can do better. And those Western, they do not speak Arabic. They think like, and the guy is singing it with nice voice. My friend, a person have a nice voice. Have you ever heard of Michael Jackson, all his shitty songs? Shitty songs. But people buy millions around the world, they listen to his songs and memorize them. 90, maybe 95% of singers who have nice voices, they have shitty words. Ugly, disgusting, F-words, satanic words, satanic music. So they bring you a guy who have a very ugly have a nice voice to recite the Quran to convince you that this is an amazing book. What about you make a person, normal person, you yourself, the one who converted to Islam, recite the Quran for me. Let us see if it's beautiful. Do we have any Muhammadan? Let us see, maybe we have a text. If you are a Muslim, tell me please I'm a Muslim. Okay, a Muslim saying to me lies always. Okay, let us call him. Any Muhammadan? Hmm? According to this guy, is not answering. Mayday, Mayday. I can make a Quran now, and I can sing my own Quran, and you would love it. In fact, once we played Quran made by the Christians, and the Muslim, he said to me, nothing wrong with it. It's amazing, beautiful. What's wrong with you? The second we say to him, this is not even Quran. He said, actually, there's a video of a very well-known sheikh. There's a guy, he's a French guy. He said, who wanna volunteer to come to the stage? Who wanna volunteer to come to the stage? Experiment. Life on, like, no acting. No acting. Experiment. So one guy, he is a French. He put his hand up. So he told him, I'm going to recite 2 verses or 2 statements. One of them is true Quran, and one of them is a false Quran. And your heart will tell you which one is from God. And this is the video here, in front of me. Because this is what the Quran told them. Big conference, thousands of people. So the guy, he said, okay. He don't speak Arabic. He do not know a single Arabic word. So the sheikh, he recite the fake Quran. He make his own Quran. He made his own Quran and he sing it the same as the Quran is sung. And he recited real verses from the Quran. And then he asked him, which one you like more? He said the other one, which means the false Quran. Very embarrassing. Thousands of people, my friend, watching, including, actually all of them are Muslims. I mean, there's a few, this guy, because he's not a Muslim, they put him in the stage. And I'm surprised really that the Muslim, they trusted themselves that this guy will like, you know, like, don't you know the risk? I don't want to play the video. Okay, hold on. Let me give you the link for it, so you can share it with your friends, and if somebody can have a translation, add subtitle, that would be good. You know, hilarious. Which one you like more? And actually, underneath of the video, there is a description for what happened. You know, let me use Google Translation. Activities in the social media circulate around recent clip video by Sheikh Muhammad Al-Arifi trying to convince a non-Muslim young man to read the Holy Quran. The translation is not correct. Not to read. He recited for him the Quran, and he asked him which one you think it's from God. The guy, he accepted the false one, which he, Al-Urayfi, he just made up. And he repeat again, and he failed again. He thought maybe the guy will say, okay, let us switch. It didn't work, my brother. Are you sure it's not the like this one? No, brother, no. He liked the false Quran. And amazingly, by the way, the Sheikh, I have to say, he is really good in making Quran. He just made a Quran on the stage, and he make it sound exactly like the real Quran. I'm not joking. If you listen to it, unless you speak Arabic and you know the language and you know the Quran very well, there's no way you will know that this is not Quran. Yet this Frenchman, you know, he chose the one which is the fake one. And the whole point is to prove that Quran must be from God. Ta-da-da-da. Any Muhammadan? I posted the link already, my friend. And if there is anyone, you know, speak Arabic, can add title to it and share it around, maybe in Facebook, etc. So people will laugh. The guy is a French. The guy, he is a French. He doesn't speak, you know, he doesn't speak one single Arabic word. Do we have any Muhammadan? If there is a Muslim in the chat is trying to say he wanna debate me in Arabic, my friend, you are welcome, kill me in Arabic. But we have to translate. Don't give that an excuse. You speak Arabic, that even will be horrible for you. Trust me. In Arabic, in English, I'm not using 99% of my horses. In Arabic, I'm using all of them. Trust me, you don't want to debate me in Arabic, because my limitation is in English. If I debate you in Arabic, I will make you hummus. Guys, do you remember the debate we had with the Sheikh in Arabic in ABN TV? Who remember it? Oh. The man, he lost his head, you know, over. And anyone who speak Arabic, you can tell that the Sheikh don't speak good Arabic. I was the one who's speaking the very good Arabic, and he is the most horrible. And he's an Arab, he's an Iraqi. The second I got him busted, he starts saying I'm a Zionist. This is the guy. In Arabic. Go watch it. And if you read the comment, now this is somebody download the video, but you can watch it from the but here you see this one here, it has the English subtitle, which is good for you. You know, there's English subtitle. But if you speak Arabic, if you go to the original channel of ABN and you watch the video, you will see the comment, the Muslim saying this guy is paid by Christian Prince. He's not a real sheikh. He's not a real sheikh. This guy, he have many interview in Fox News, you know, very sneaky, very sneaky, you know, but not with me. I made him lose his mind, and suddenly he want to kill the Jews. He want to kill the Christians. In the beginning, he was, we are brothers and sisters. We Muslims and Christians, we share many things. This is how he started in the beginning. Very, very sneaky. The second I start hitting spanking, the guy is out of the cage. Oh boy. So this is what happened when you debate me in Arabic. Do you remember the other guy from Kuwait? You know, yeah, this is speak Arabic. Here we go. You know what happened. Go. Watch it. If you cannot make it with me in English, my friend, in Arabic, you are going to be smashed. Literally. When I used to go to the Arabic chat rooms, the second I enter, even the Christian, they reached the point, they said to me, please, when you enter our chat room, don't use your name. Don't use a Christian Prince. Like, change your name. Because the second you come in the room, the Muslim run. They start asking me, we beg you, please don't come with your name, man. Please don't. We can't find Muslims to talk to. You enter the chat room, they are gone. So you are trying to debate me in Arabic? Good luck, no problem. You are welcome. But just remember, whatever you say, we have to translate because the audience, 99% are non-Arab. Do we have any Muhammadan? You just search for it if you speak Arabic. If you want this one, if you don't speak Arabic, this one have a subtitle, it's better for you. This one has a subtitle, it's better for you. The ABN is just Arabic. Do we have any Muhammadan? Mayday. Mayday. Last call before we go to heaven of Allah and do inspection with the beautiful women, which each one of them, her ass is 1 mile. And you know, by the way, like first time I did read this hadith about 1 mile ass, and I said to myself, maybe I'm reading wrong. You know, because you know, like in the old days, their Arabic it's like, you know, Shakespeare English, not the same as English today, right? So I did read again and again. I opened the dictionary again. It is 1 mile. And here I ask myself, by the way, was the word mile exist in the time of Muhammad? But they will say to you, this is different mile. No problem, no problem. Oh boy. And by the way, brother, this hadith is da'if hadith. And not only that, even the man, his ass, there's other hadith, it says, the man will be 60 arms tall, and his ass is 1 mile. Let me see if I can find this one. Hold on. For the man. We showed you the women one many times, but we will see. Oh, it cannot be found in English. Okay, hold on. Maybe we can find it. Let us try on this website. And there is a Muslim website They are saying that this is cannot be fun. You know, like there is a let me show you. Translate. Okay. Weak hadith. The lowest status of people of paradise is the one who has 7 degrees. All right. In this hadith, is this hadith correct? This is the question. Where it says that the man, he will be 60 arm tall, and he will have his ass will be 1 mile. Let's see. The translation is not coming accurate. So the answer is, well, it doesn't make sense. This is a chain. There's a chain in the narration. Let me. The screen is off. Hold on. Give me a second. Sorry, I did not notice. All right. We will show you the screen. So this is a question about what is so-called weak hadith. You know. Okay. And this is the answer about it. And they are saying there is a chain of the transmission of this hadith is weak. The weakness goes because of etc. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, and then they go there. Let us see. It says here. See, the translation is coming weird. So it says it doesn't make sense what the hadith is saying, because if he will be 60 cubit tall, how his ass, his ass will be 1 mile. Logic. Guys, so how they come to the conclusion that this hadith cannot be correct? If he will be 60 cubit tall, then how his ass will be 1 mile? Oh, really? Do I teach Arabic? My friend, you can go to my channel in YouTube, Arab for Christ, Arab number 4 Christ, search it. You will find long list of classes for free. Learn Arabic as you wish. All right? This is Islam. And the same is said about, but you know, by the way, this is here a stupid answer. Why? Because Muhammad, he said that the man will be 90 mile tall. The woman, she will be 30 mile tall. So the one who made the answer is stupid. Obviously, he did not know about other reference Muhammad he made. This man, Muhammad, is a madman. Once he says something, in the second day, he said the opposite. As simple as that. Actually, if you read the Quran, as an example here, there's a verse in the Quran chapter 2 verse 106. What this verse is about? Simply, Muhammad, he says something in the morning, he changed his mind afternoon, second day, maybe second morning. If you don't believe me, here we go. This is chapter 2 verse 106. Let us go and see the interpretation or the reason for the verses to come down. And we will not read what our explanation. This is their explanation. This is what? This is their own explanation. This is how what the Muslim believe. This is not me saying that. Read carefully. Chapter 2 verse 106, Tafsir Ibn Abbas. Allah mentioned that was abrogated in the Quran and that which was not abrogated, as direct reference to the claim of Quraysh. Quraysh is the tribe of Muhammad. This is the name of the tribe. Who said to the Prophet, O Muhammad, listen carefully, this is not my words. O Muhammad, Why do you command us to do something and then you forbid it? Do you see it? You know what? Maybe this interpretation is wrong. Let us go to different interpretation, Al-Jalalain. So we make the Muslims happy. When the disbeliever began to deride the matter of abrogation, saying that one day Muhammad enjoined his companion to one thing, and then the next day he forbid it. Do you see it? How this man can be a prophet of God? Why do God change his message second day? Second day. At night you said something to us. Second day you forbid it? Or you do the opposite? The real reason actually, it's not that Muhammad, he is making an experiment. So he says something, he make a law claiming it's coming from God. And if the people complain, he delete it. As an example, one of the most stupid law made by Muhammad is the following law. And you can ask any Muslim, he will say to you, it's abrogated. But why Allah he changed his justice law? This is justice law. Chapter 2 verse 178. O who you believe, al-qisas of the law of punishment, capital punishment, is prescribed for you in the case of murder. Look at the law. Look at the stupidity. The free for the free, the slave for the slave, and the female for the female. So if you kill my wife, I kill your wife. If I am a white man and I kill your slave, you don't kill me, you kill my slave. So when Muhammad he made the law, you know, people start wondering what kind of God this God, what the heck? So now we have two victims. We have two victims. And the killers are free. Only if a man who killed a man, both are white, then that man will be killed. So if a white man, free white man, he killed a free white man, then the free white man who killed will be killed. But if a free man, white man, killed a black slave, we kill another black slave. And by the way, the Muslim, they might say to you, it doesn't say black, abd. Abd is a black slave. This is why when the Muslim, they try to humble themselves, they call themselves Abdullah, like they made themselves equal to a black man. Abd. Abd, the other meaning of the word the Abd mean very, very black man. And if you don't believe me, we can go and read the interpretation. Here we go. Nothing I say from my own. Chapter 2, verse 178. The same chapter. Read with me. This is Allah justice. It says, a free man would be killed for a free man and not for a slave. Do you see it? And a slave for a slave, and a female for a female. Then what people start laughing at such a justice, Muhammad, he abrogated as usual. And as you see, this is their interpretation, not mine. Because we know what the Muhammadan they will say. It doesn't say that, CP. This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. This is the official website of the King of Jordan, who is not a king. This guy, those are all those who call themselves royals in the Middle East. They are Bedouin. They sleep in a tent. They never been kings and princes. But thanks for the American and the British and the oil. Do we have any Muhammadan? Hello? Hello? It's me you're looking for. You know, like I was away for a few days, and the Muslim they say, Christian Prince, where are you? Are you hiding from us? We wanna call you. We come, we stay for hours, and nobody calls. A single Muslim did not. And now, after I hang up, they will say, we wanna call you. Where you go? Is it true that they are descendant from Muhammad? My friend, every scumbag in the Middle East, he claimed he is descendant from Muhammad. Let me count for you. Saddam Hussein is descendant from Muhammad. The leader of ISIS, the Caliphate, is descendant from Muhammad. The King of Jordan is descendant from Muhammad. Al-Qaddafi is descendant from Muhammad. The King of Morocco is descendant from Muhammad. Hold on. There's videos on YouTube about Prophet Muhammad descendant. All of them, they are redhead. For sure, they have to be white. Come on. Muhammad was very white. Ah, Lord have mercy. Let us see. Brother, look at the descendant of a Prophet Muhammad. All of them, they are blonde. What you can say, my friend? This is the side effect of shampoo. Suddenly, all of us, the Arab, we became so blonde. Oh boy. Red beard. Any Muhammadan? What a scam. You know, those Abdul just, you know, just make a claim. You can be a king, you know, if you just make a claim. The British, they brought what they call him the Honorable Hussein. He's not a king. They call him honorable at that time because they want to make him honorable. The Bedouin guy in a tent, he have no house even. So the British intelligence, they brought him in order to kick the Ottoman. And they made what it's called. Do you know the story of Lawrence the Arab? Lawrence the Arab is a James Bond, but he's a real James Bond. The guy, he taught them how to use guns, The whole purpose is to kick the Ottoman, to destroy the Ottoman Empire, and they were very successful. So they needed a guy so people will join behind him. They look, this guy, he claimed that he is descended from Muhammad. They promise him, if you work for Her Majesty, we will make you a king. And they were able to destroy the Ottoman Empire. This is the guy. He cannot even afford to buy clothing. This is him. Look at the guy. I mean, they made him, you know, a leader, and then his grandsons, his sons and grandsons, became the king. One the king for Iraq, one king for Jordan, and one king for Syria. And then they killed the other two, and one of them survived because of the protection of USA and Israel. Yeah, that is the story. Let's see, maybe we have a Muslim trying to call us Muhammadan. Maybe we got a Muslim, I'm not sure. Hello? Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Are you a Muslim?
Yes.
You speak to me in Arabic?
Assalamu alaikum.
You don't speak Arabic. So what you are saying, are you Fakira?
Fakhu.
Fakira. Fakira. Stupid. Did you see what did you hear what he said? Filthy, very filthy. Did you hear what he said? Very filthy. F who? He knew himself. You know, when you hear like, but he didn't speak Arabic, obviously. He don't even know how to say it. Yeah. Shakira, Fakira. Anyway, look like we don't have any Abdul. This is the only idiot who he tried to call us. And he said the F word to his prophet and the F word to his God. Very mental. No, I cannot let him talk. I made a promise I will never, because he insulted, you know, he is very filthy, you know. I made a promise. That's it. We made him speak many times. And we have him recorded 1,000 times. Go watch it and laugh. Do we have any Abdul? We will make you a king, don't worry. We will contact Lawrence, the Arab. Any Muhammadan. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Actually, this guy is a good example of how the Muslims, they try to duct tape their religion. So this guy, he refused any hadith and he insulted the Arab, which is a prophet, the companion, all of them, they are Arab. And the reason he don't accept the hadith, because the hadith is a fabrication, but this means Islam is a fabrication. But then the second you ask him, I ask him, who is the wife of Muhammad? He said Aisha. How you know her name? Remember, he don't accept the hadith. And once he mentioned that there is 100 level in the heaven. I said, where do you get this from? It's from the hadith. So they are really sneaky, hypocrite. Everything they have about Islam is from the Hadith. The Quran is an empty book. There's nothing. What is the name of the father of Muhammad? Abdullah. Okay, where you get this from? There's nothing in the Quran. There's no Abu Bakr. There's no Umar. There's nobody. Where you get those from? From the Hadith. There's no books of history written anything about them. Actually, there's many historic scholars, they deny even the existence of Muhammad because there's zero information about Muhammad. There's no book of history wrote anything about Muhammad except Muslim books only. And none of those books go to the time of Muhammad. Unknown person. Most of the stories they get it from Ibn Ishaq. But Ibn Ishaq is way long after Muhammad. And they don't even, I mean, if you ask them, do you accept the stories he mentioned? They start filtering. Even Ishaq himself, he filtered. Even they accuse him to be a Jew. Do we have any Muhammadan? You know, for me, I don't care really if Muhammad was a real person as existence or not. Not because I don't care for true history, no. But in what I do, I debate Muslims in what they believe, not what I think. They believe he exists. Okay. Let us debate about what is exists, supposedly, at least in their belief. No problem. I think it's Fakira again. Like when the Muslim, they say the Quran is preserved. I don't care really. Okay, you think it's preserved, but the preserved Quran is stupid. Hello? Hello? Yeah, stupid Fakira again. I mean, there's no men left between this in this religion. Send me kids. I don't debate Muslims about the preservation of the Quran for a very simple reason. The preserved Quran idea serve me better, because how the Muslims can answer the stupidity of the Quran. If you remember, I made a video, just short video, a few days ago, about a Muslim. Until now, by the way, he promised me to come back to me. He said, if you can show me a contradiction, he said that the Quran, he agreed that the Quran have a lot of stupid mistakes, scientific mistakes, and he said those are made by the Jews. Those mistakes in the Quran, they are not made by Allah. This is not what Prophet Muhammad said. Those are fabrication inserted in the Quran by the Jews. And he said, but there is for sure, there is no contradiction about the faith. And he challenged me to show him an introduction, and I did. You can watch the video. And he promised me that he will get back to me if I can show him such a contradiction. He never texts back, he never, that's it. Anyway, he made a promise, and he's afraid to face his promise. But the Quran in front of us, which is preserved according to Muslims, is more useful than the Muslim believing it's not preserved, because now they cannot say those mistakes are not from Muhammad. The guy who I spoke to him from a few days ago, he come to me with this idea that the Quran is not preserved and those mistakes are made by the Jews. This is why for me it's served me better to make people leave Islam by talking about the Quran as if it's preserved. I mean, preserved or not, who care? This is the Quran, let us laugh. Muhammad in his time when he was exist, if he was exist, he was always complaining from people asking questions. Don't ask questions. And as long you don't allow people to ask you questions, then you are God. You yourself, you are God. Because nobody can examine your knowledge, your intelligence, and nobody dare to examine it. This is why you see, even like the verse we are reading here in front of us, verse number 108, it says, do you want to ask Muhammad like the Jews they asked Moses? And, okay, what the problem? And they put between two brackets, show us openly your Lord. But this is not what the verse is saying. They add things to give excuse. And if they are asking you to show openly your Lord, so then they ask you first, did you ever see your Lord yourself? Have you ever spoke to your Lord yourself? Hey Muslims, did Muhammad ever spoke to his Lord? No. He never heard his voice. He never have a one word with him. So how we know that Allah is exist? The Prophet himself never spoke to Allah. So, in the Quran you will see Allah speak to Shaitan. How come he refused to speak to Muhammad? Question. The Muslim, they say that the most close person to Allah, the favorite person to Allah is Muhammad. Then how Allah never spoke to him? He spoke to Isa. He spoke to Moses. He spoke to Abraham. He spoke to Shaitan. He spoke to Solomon. He spoke to everybody except Muhammad. Why? Any Muslim can tell me why? Muhammad, the Muslim, they speak, they make big noise about circumcision, but Muhammad himself never been circumcised. They claim that they are following Abraham, but the Prophet himself never been circumcised. Shouldn't you follow Abraham by circumcision then? And when they asked Muhammad about baptism, if he knew how to do baptism, Muhammad do not know what baptism is. He didn't know what to do. What baptism? What Muhammad he said? Allah is the one who do baptism. Is the best to do baptism. If you go in the Quran, you will see this. I mean, the Muslim translation is really funny. They don't know what to translate the word. They prefer to keep it in Arabic. I mean, have you ever heard of a translation? You keep the same word in English? What a stupid... I don't know what to say, man. Hold on. There we go. Muhammad, he solved the problem. He did not know how to do baptism. Why? Allah will do baptism. Allah the best who do baptism. And the funny is, by the way, you remember when Muhammad he says Allah is the best of the creators? And do you remember how many times Muslims they say to us, you cannot compare Allah to anything? But all the Quran is comparing Allah to people. Like, okay, and who go to baptize better than Allah? What? Hey, Muslims, what baptize? Allah do baptism? So what is circumcision? As long as Allah do baptism, Allah should circumcise you himself too. Any Muhammadan? In Arabic it says صبغة. صبغة. Actually in Arabic, by the way, the Arabic word صبغة, it means to paint, to color somebody. Like the stupid Muhammad Arabic is beyond the stupidity. So the Christians, they go in the water, right? They cover themselves by the water, and this is their baptism, right? So Muhammad, he used a word in Arabic which is the same as صباغة. صباغة is when you dump like a piece of fabric in a color to color it. I don't know what the perfect word for it in English, but you know, maybe you can help me. This is what صباغة mean. صبغة. Yeah, to die, like, you know, but not to die. Yeah, you can actually use it for the hair too. You can use it for hair dyeing, yeah. So even Muhammad, he did not even choose the right word for it. It's okay, guys. I know the word in English. I'm just trying to test you to see how good your English, you know. You know, I used to teach. Do you know Shakespeare? Shakespeare. They call him in England Shakespeare, but in fact he is a Shakespeare. He's an Arab. He's my cousin. So Shakespeare, you know, once he called me, he says my English is not good, and I'm going to immigrate to Englishistan, you know, which is like a part of territory of Pakistan. So I said, okay, well, come to me here, and I was busy, you know, like I was just fighting the enemies, you know. I have 10,000 people fighting me, and I have only you know, the thing. So anyway, I talked to him like a few words in English, and then he learned, and then he went to England and he opened a school to teach people how to speak German. And this is a true story, by the way. I can prove it to you from Sahih Bukhari. Okay, hadith number Zakar, do you not remember? Ethan Brett. First of all, this is totally fabricated, and nobody can believe it. Zakar Naik, just say agree, man. You agree about everything. I mean, come on. You cover for me, I cover for you. Deal? Christian Prince. First of all, we Muslim, we don't cover anything. Okay. The Prophet, when Aisha, she touched his hair and his private part was not standing. What you Muslims say? First of all, the Prophet in the private part was standing because he was a black magic. That's a covering. You cover for him. You claim that his private part is not working because of a black magic. Okay, here we go, you know, come on. It's a black magic, you know, like do the same to me. Come on, just accept the story. Let it go, let it go. I mean, guys, name for me one thing was not wrong about Muhammad. He jumped with water, have dead dogs, and women of blood from period. His private part is not working. Somebody put a black magic on him. He imagined himself having sex, but he is not. He walked in the street, he heard the stones talking to him. He walked in the wood, He hear the trees, they come to him to cover him when he do poo-poo. I mean, everything wrong about this guy. He wanted to commit suicide multiple times. And he Muhammadan, and he drink camel urine. Zero Muhammadan. And by the way, always people, they say to me, where we can find you? Like now I stopped going to the other account. People do not know how to come here. Even though I made a video there, like it's a title, like, you know, life, I will be like 2 months from now, 3 months there. It says, go to my other account. Nobody read that. People are illiterate like Muhammad. Nobody want to read. Nobody want to read. And now they are waiting there in that channel, waiting for me, like when Christian Prince will come. And always we say, hey, listen, always to find where I'm going to be live, go to www.patreon.com. I mean, do you know how to read? www.patreon.com/Christian Prince. And they ask you, okay, Christian Prince, where we can find you? Like, what the heck? Listen, you do not need to donate. You do not need to donate. Just go there, type my name, you will find my page, you will find the last video I'm posting, you will know where I will be. You do not even need to make an account. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I think we had enough for today. Did we have a good time? And now, you want me to come back soon? Let us have a very good number of viewers, and you can do it. Just share the video, you know, I mean, do something. I know that people, they click in a video because of a picture. It's a shame. It's a shame, really, that people don't watch quality teaching. They click at pictures, you know. This is why you see if a woman, she is wearing short skirt, she have 2 million view. It's a fact, you know. A woman, she want to teach you how to plant tomato. And what the picture is showing, she is bending over and the camera is just behind her ass. And what is make it more disgusting, the husband is with her. And they choose that picture for the thumb. This is how low class people become. And why people they click in a video? Because of those pictures. People are like, not all, but mostly like insect. You know insect? You know, when the flowers, they make coloring, they are not making coloring for so we enjoy it. No. It's not for beauty. Flowers make attraction thumbnail, so the insect will come and click. So don't be like an insect. Look for the value where if you watch and listen, you are not wasting your time. You learn something new, you educate yourself, and you don't leave after 2 hours empty-handed. A person who cannot share knowledge with you, he is just killing your time. So don't waste your time listening to someone don't teach you anything. Everything, by the way, is done around us is by, even the advertising is based on images, because a human being, his brain function in images, his memory is images. Even the dictionary in your head is images. You say chair, in your image, in your head, there's an image of a chair. So they try to fool you by using your nature, which is based on images. All the commercial you see, It's just to fool you, to make you spend money and buy, even things you do not know. Even going to restaurants, they try to tempt you by pictures of food is not even exist in the restaurant. In the menu, it show you a nice dish. You order it. It is horrible. It is so small. It is so tiny. It's not enough for a cat. This is how they fool people. And this is how they take advantage of you. And Islam is no different. They try to provide images is not there. So people think about Islam, oh, this is a religion of holiness, goodness, charity, honesty, when the reality is Muhammad is a fraud, is a killer, is a rapist, is a thief. Even his followers accuse him of theft. Even his companions, not only the enemies. So don't be an insect. Be a smart being as God created you. And don't let them manipulate you and fool you. I want to say thank you for being here. Let us hope I will be back soon. Maybe a day, maybe two, maybe three. We will see the view of this video. If it is low, I will relax. I do my part. You better do yours. Thank you. God bless you. And until we see you again, Islam is always defeated, exposed, destroyed, and no Muslim can refute us. Prove me wrong. Bring your sheikh. Bring your scholars. I want people who have a long beard calling me. Where are they? Where are they? They don't dare. See ya.